Well, Claret's just in from the match, and where do we start with that? Very much a game of two halves, or a game of two thirds, we'll say. The first half, we were poor. I think at half time, that was it. My confidence was low. I had no hope of staying up this season if we played like that. Sloppy passes that we couldn't get together, no one tracking back, making tackles. I don't want to single anyone out, so I won't do, but certain players who, in my eyes, aren't ready to play for Burnley again. Certain players that I don't want to see wearing the Burnley shirt next weekend, that's for sure. But then, as I say, it gets to half time, we come out, and second half we started well. Whatever Vinny said to him at half time, it seemed to work for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the second half, and then we slipped back into that poor defensive display, poor passing, just couldn't get the moves right, and then for some reason, and I can only imagine it being the subs. In fact, I'll go ahead and say it was the subs. We get straight back in it with a beautiful counter-attacking goal. I mean, Asenyon, he is one player that I will single out. Absolutely brilliant today. Really, really happy with him on his debut, and he deserved to get the assist for the first goal. David Fofana, another player that I am going to single out because you could see the fight in him, you could see the effort and what it meant to him, not only to score the first goal, but to score the equaliser as well. You could see what it meant to him, and I don't care how many goals he scored at previous clubs. He's come on off the bench twice, and he's got 2 goals and an assist to his name. So I said last time out, he will be the player that defines our season and will be hugely important to the second half of our season. I just hope that he carries on with it, and it's not just a case of, right, his first 2 games he's done this and then that's it, that's all he does. I hope he carries on with it. Talking about the positives then, as I say, beautiful counter-attacking goal, and the last 20 minutes, we've had moments like this all season, so I think it was the Liverpool game where their goal got ruled out for VAR. Was it the second VAR decision that had ruled out a goal? And it turned for us, and from that moment, we were brilliant and we were on top and we were fighting, and it felt like if we got 1 goal, then we'd get another one. And then obviously we just couldn't break them down and they go down the other end and score, which always happens in football. That's just what football is, unfortunately. And I feel like we had that again today, where there was a turning point in the game, and I can't specifically pinpoint when. I do feel like the substitutions definitely helped that, and they did turn the game. And it did feel like if we got one, we'd get another. And then obviously we got the one and we got the second in the last few minutes. And I honestly feel if there'd have been another 5 minutes on that game, we win that. We win that game 3-2 if there's an extra 5 minutes on the end. But obviously goal ruling out system tried to do what they could, but obviously couldn't find the handball. So we were quite pleased with that. I think overall, as I say, there's lots of negatives and lots of positives to take from that performance. As I say, first half, abysmal. If we play like that in the first half, we are down. If we play like we did in the last 25 minutes, we can comfortably stay up. But that's now our team. The players who finished that game, minus maybe, I'd probably swap, and it hurts me saying it, but I'd probably swap Masengo out for Asenyon. But the team that finished that game probably is our starting 11. I think it's time for Amdouni to be dropped. He wasn't playing well today, and it almost looks like he's scared of running because he doesn't want to damage his hand, which is bandaged up. It looks like he's too scared to put in that fight and put in that tackling to do any more damage to that hand. So yeah, again, Same as Vitinho. I don't want to see him play next week. I know I said I'm not singling players out, but Vitinho and Amdouni, they both need to be dropped for me. But yeah, Fofana has to start. Odbert, again, shining light. Esteve, Assignon, pleased to see them on their debuts, pleased with how they played. And that's it, really. I think next weekend's going to be a tough one against Liverpool. Probably won't get anything out of that. And the next one, obviously, at home with Arsenal. But today was a must not lose, and we didn't lose. I know it was probably a must win, but we didn't lose, and I feel like the comeback momentum could sort of help us. But yeah, I think that's our team going forward. I think with Fofana, Assignon, Esteve, I think with those three in the starting 11, we've got a good chance. Up the Clarets.